Hello and welcome to today's video. I have seen this video being done throughout the last few weeks and I love watching them every year. So today we are going to do the mid-year book freakout tag, I believe it's called. Oh, I forgot. I was going to add up the amount of hours I've listened and then the equivalent amount of pages I've read, but I will do my totals here. So this is how many books I read as of July 9th. This is how many hours I've listened. I think I've only physically read 2 books, so we're gonna minus those. Actually, we'll just do all of it. This is the total of hours of each book, and then this is the total of pages I've read so far this year. Well, read so far this year. Okay, cool. Now we got that out of the way. Let's go through. Oh, wait. Oh, and then I think my average rating is like 4-ish. I haven't actually looked into that, but maybe I will find my average rating as well. But yeah, so I think I've also tweaked a couple of the questions, but I think that it's pretty much the same as like what everybody else has been doing. I have no idea who the original person is that created this tag. I've seen so many people doing it. Gavin from Gavin Reads It All, Ellen from, oh, what's her, I can't remember what her channel is called though. But there's a lot of people that do it, so I wanted to do it too. I think the first one is the best book I've read so far. This one's hard because I've read a lot of good books. And I want to try and not repeat, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. So I know one that I really loved was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is about, I think, a diver and a swimmer. And the conflict in this is regarding the female main character and her best friend instead of the guy. But I loved this. And this is the one that my cat took off the shelf and started shredding the back cover of. But, oh, still not very mad about this. He's on the bed right now. You can't see him. He's just off. He's right there. But anyway, one best book I've read so far, I would say this is one of them. I love this. I loved this. I've gotten one of my friends to read this. As well as, okay. Best book, yeah. This is hard. What have I read this year? Yeah. I would say that one as like a standalone, and then a few others have been in series. I really enjoyed what else? Sheila the Sparrows. I just recently read this. Loved this as well. Okay, we're just gonna go with those 2 for now. And then for the next question is the best sequel. I'm gonna have to say Fearless. I feel like that's mixed opinions on this. Some people loved it, some people didn't. I think this is my favorite one. This one was amazing. This one is so good. I love this. Actually, I think there's a question where like, if there's any that made you cry, this one made me cry. Like actually cry, not just teary-eyed. This one made me cry. And I love this so much. As well as Onyx Storm. I feel like, again, this is also another like mixed, like there's mixed reviews on this. I freaking loved this. I might be a little bit biased, but I loved Onyx Storm. I tabbed it. I am obsessed with this series, and it is always in the back of my mind, just lingering there, being like, hey, we're still here, don't you worry. But yeah, so I think those are for like sequels. Yes, okay. And then new releases I haven't read yet, but I want to, are The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So this one, I love the cover. This one's really pretty, and like, look at those end papers. I honestly have no idea what this is about, but I read her the Two Twisted, or what is it, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I read Two Twisted Crowns? Yeah. I read those two books and I enjoyed them. They were dark and spooky and I liked those, so I'm very intrigued about this. I'm assuming this is going to be the first book in another maybe duology or something. Honestly, I have no clue, but I'm excited. I have no idea what this is about. Should we do a little, okay, the little top bolded section here says, oh, from New York Times bestselling author Rachel Lee comes a gothic, mist-cloaked tale of a young prophetess who is forced on an impossible quest with the one knight whose future she cannot see. So I guess she sees prophecies, but he can't see this one dude's. Interesting. Yeah, that's all I really care to know about this because I want to go in blind. But I'm excited for this one. It's on my list. I just recently got this actually, as well as Can You Take It by Danita Riley. This is the fourth book in the Infatuated Fae series. So this is the last book that I need to read as well. And I think this is like it's got like the pretty inside. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I kind of think I need to reread the last couple chapters of the last one though, because I'm blanking on what happened. So we're gonna have to do that. As well as Enchantra. This is the second book from Phantasma. And I believe this one's following, oh crap, what's her name? Sister, what's her name? Genevieve Grimm. And apparently I think this one takes place in Italy, so that's cool. That's going to be my second book so far that takes place in Italy, which will be super fun. But yeah, again, don't know too much about this other than it's about the sister from the first book, which she seems very mischievous and like a rule breaker. So it's going to be fun to read her little story. Okay, and then what's the next question here? Oh wait, what other? I mean, I have a few new releases. I also ended up getting Bury Our Bones and The Midnight Soil. I feel like everybody has been talking about these few books, so I feel like it's not really anything new that people have talked about. Again, this one I have no idea what's in this as well. I've heard it's vampires. That's about it. That's all I know. I really loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I haven't really read much else of hers. Oh wait, I read her middle grade, The Ghost something. I really like this too. Oh, here's one I haven't heard anybody talk about. I also got this one I'm excited for, Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. I read My Neighbor Who Stole Christmas last Christmas, and I freaking loved it. I was obsessed. So I really want to read one of her other books. So I picked this one up. This is the Indigo exclusive edition. So it's got the sprayed edges. Yeah, I'm excited for this one too. I don't know what this one is about either, but yeah, so those are some that I'm excited to read. Next question. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I think it's going to be Fearful, which is another novella in the Powerless series, which I'm really excited about. I loved the Powerful novella. I thought, oh, it was heart-wrenching, even though I already knew it was going to happen because of the first book. But, oh, it was so good. I just love her writing. So I'm really excited for that one, as well as Tourist Season, I believe it's called. What's it say? I wrote them all down. Yeah, Tourist Season by, I believe, Brynn Weaver. She wrote the Butcher and Blackbird series. So I think she's coming out with another trilogy. And that's the first book in it, which I think, yeah, so I'm excited about that one. I love her books, so I feel like it's going to be fun and creepy as well. Okay. And then my biggest surprise. See, I was trying to think of these beforehand. I'm gonna say Deep End was one of them because I was a little iffy, not gonna lie, with Allie Hazelwood. I like her books, but they weren't any, like, hadn't read any, like, 5 stars until this one. So I'm obsessed with this one. I loved this book so much, as well as, I think it was Quicksilver. Quicksilver as well. I wasn't too sure. Like, I had heard mixed reviews, and this was really thick, so I wasn't too sure, but I also loved this, and I got one of my colleagues slash friends to read it as well, and I can't wait for the next book. So those were kind of a big surprise. I think that's about it. What else have I read this year? And oh, okay, so the next question is your biggest disappointment. I'm nervous to say this one because I feel like literally everybody is obsessed with this series, and I feel like I'm the only one that was only like meh about it. I think in January and February maybe, I finished the last 2 books in the Throne of Glass series. What's the second to last book called? Tower of Dawn, maybe? I think? Yes. Honestly, to me, that could have been a novella. Not gonna lie. Like, that was a lot of freaking words for just, like, the, what, 4 characters, I think? I don't know. That could have been a novella to me. It's just, no. And Tower, I think, what is it? Kingdom of Ash, I think is the last one. Like, it was fine. I feel it was kind of hard for me to get through the beginning part because of all the, of what goes on, like the torture and stuff. It was one of my favorites of the series, but, like, the series in total, well, I love Selena, and she's a badass character. I don't know, for some reason, I wasn't super enthralled with it as much. There's, like, a few things that happened throughout the series that kind of irked me, and it was, like, repetitive, in my opinion, for some of the things. I don't know. I think feel like also because of, I read it, like, later in life, and, like, I read, Court of Thorns and Roses first, and I had read, like, other books, like I had read Fourth Wing and stuff first. I wonder if I had read the Throne of Glass series first, I would have liked it more. But yeah, I'm just, I feel bad saying it. Like, they weren't bad at all, but, like, I don't have a desire to reread them, unlike her other 2 series, which I feel like is a very unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. So yeah. Favorite new author, or new, like, a debut author, was Lauren Asher, I believe. So I've been reading her Dirty Air series as well as the Dreamland Billionaire series, and I've been really enjoying them. And then Penn Cole, which I started reading her books, the Kindred Curse saga? Yeah, Kindred Curse saga. So I've been reading these and loving these. I've been loving these. And I think I had one more written down here. Where'd it go? Oh, and Raven Kennedy. What book did I read by Raven Kennedy? No. What the fuck? I wrote down Raven Kennedy, but I don't remember what book she wrote that I had tried. But yeah, I liked her too. Raven Kennedy. Okay. Oh, duh. It's the Plated Prisoner series. I'm on the second one of that. I think it's Guild and then Glint. So I'm on the third one, and I'm waiting to read that one. Yes, I remember now. That series. Loved the second book more than the first one. The ending got me. Yeah, so I've been loving that. As well as, there's so many, honestly. I've been reading a lot of new authors this year, but we'll go with those ones for now. Okay, and then so newest fictional crush. This one's kind of tricky because not too many have stood out. I mean, I liked Kingfisher in this one, but I wouldn't say he's my new fictional crush. Honestly, I reread Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and then read Onyx Storm at the beginning of the year. So I would say my love for Xaden has been re-solidified, as well as Kai from the Powerless series. Reading this one, just, again solidified my love for Kai, and oh, loved him. But and then I think, ooh, what's this, Luther from the Kindred, from this series. I love him. He's amazing. Oh, what a dreamboat. Who else? Honestly, not gonna lie, my biggest fictional crush right now, there's two. I mean, one right now is like a little bit higher just because it's more recent, but it was Jinwoo, I believe, from the Solo Leveling series. And then like everyone else pretty much in the world, I watched the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. I mentioned that in my wrap up, I believe. Yeah, in my wrap up. And Jinwoo is, oh, he's my current fictional crush right now. I know he's not from a book, but I have been obsessed with this movie for the last week. My entire household has been obsessed. My son has watched it. It's part of his morning routine. He gets up, he brushes his teeth, he eats his breakfast, and he watches K-pop Demon Hunters every morning, pretty much, for the last week. Even my husband really enjoyed it. So, yeah, he's not from a book, but he's a fictional character. So I'm gonna have to go with that one, even though he's not from a book. Hope you don't mind. I've just been so obsessed with that movie and the soundtrack. So, like pretty much everyone else, I feel like. That's all my TikTok feed is. But what can I say? It's good. It's amazing. And it's just like enemies to lovers kind of thing. And it's just, oh, it's so good. Anyway, we'll move on now. Okay, newest favorite character. Actually, I really loved, where the heck, why don't I have any of the books? Okay, let me grab it. Alright, okay, so newest favorite characters? Yes, I loved Ren from Silver Elite. She is just such a badass, and she's sassy, and she's kind of bratty too, and I loved every minute of it. I feel like the last few books I've read, other than like, I feel like I've been reading a few romance, or bleh, what are they called? Fantasies. I feel like I've been reading some fantasies lately where the main female character is like weak and doesn't know what she's doing, and then like she kind of becomes strong. Whereas this one, she starts out a fucking badass, and she has an amazing like shot with like shooting a gun kind of thing. And yeah, so and she's such a badass. I loved her character, as well as I really loved Lauren / Lo from Caught Up. I feel like she's such a good character as well. She's not afraid to be herself. She's not afraid to like show her true colors and not be ashamed of what she does for work. And yeah, so I just loved that. I love a confident queen. So those two ladies are my current favorite female right now, as of late. And okay, and then a book that made you cry. I think I said Fearless made me bawl. I was crying at this one. What other one? There was another one that made me cry. I think it was actually, where'd it go? I think it was actually Silver Elite. I think, but like with this one, I think I got like choked up a little bit, like teary-eyed. Whereas with Fearless, I was like legit, like tears were falling down my face. I don't want to say why because that's gonna ruin the book. So there's that. And the next one I think was like what made you happy. Honestly, all of these books I feel like have made me happy. I don't think any of the books I've read so far this year didn't at least have one moment that made me smile, which was kind of nice. I haven't had any DNFs yet this year. Yeah. I think there's just maybe just one that I was like, eh. But yeah, honestly, I can't really pinpoint any one. Well, actually, where'd it go? Why was I not prepared? One Golden Summer I just recently read. I remember smiling a lot during reading that one because Charlie I love him. Yeah, so One Golden Summer, I really like Charlie. He made me smile. and their little banter was cute. So let's go with that one. That one made me smile, and I just recently finished this one, so you would have heard about this in my reading wrap up. Yeah. Anyway, and then next question. Does that make me happy? The most beautiful book you've acquired this year, I'm gonna have to say, is The Shield of Sparrows, because just look at this. Again, I showed this in my wrap up, but just the end papers, like, I don't know if you can see, those are tree houses. Like, what? And then the front has that on there. So I would say that one, as well as the one I just got. Like, I personally think this is a beautiful cover. The Knight and the Moth with the end papers and that. So I think those two are the ones that I've acquired this year that I think are the prettiest. Yeah, I think those two are the prettiest, with this one being number one because it's got sprayed edges and the Knight and the Moth does not. Yeah, we're gonna stick with those two. Yeah, I'm gonna say those. Let's see, what's the next question? Prompt? I don't know. What books do you need to read before the end of the year? So I would really like to read the rest of the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. So the Guild, Glint, Gleam, all those guys. I would love to read those by the end of the year. As well as I started the Zodiac Academy books. Two of my friends are on book 6, I believe, of the Zodiac Academy. So I would really like to get into those. As well as I have been recommended and been meaning to read the first Mistborn book by Brandon Sanderson for a while now. I'm just waiting for it from Libby for the full 21 days and not just the 7-day loan. So I would love to read those by the end of the year. So we'll see if that actually happens. And let's see. What books do you want to reread this year? Actually, I would really love to read Lights Out. This one was just so freaking funny and I loved it so much. I want to reread it so bad. I do want to reread Onyx Storm as well, but I might do this one in January instead. So not for this year. I actually would also really love to reread Haunting Adeline. I was one of the people that loved this book, so I would love to reread it. So I would say those are my top two, top 3 that I would love to read this year. Reread. Yeah. And let's see. A book you enjoyed with mixed reviews. Okay. Oh, so I would say I feel like Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I actually loved this one. I feel like there's a lot of mixed reviews on this. This one was actually one of my, I think my favorite one out of the series right now, as well as the Dream Harbor series. I also really love this little series. They're so cute. They're just like Hallmark movie books. I really like this one. Not as much as the other ones, I think, though. But again, this one has a lot of mixed reviews. And then as well, Our Infinite Fates. Look at that gold. I really loved this one. This one, I feel like it has such a good story. I actually wouldn't mind rereading this one as well. Not gonna lie, but just look at that cover. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, so this one was really good. I feel like this one also had some mixed reviews too. It is YA, I think, but yeah, no, I really love this too. Oh, okay, and then 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. Brimstone, so the second book of Quicksilver, I think is going to be a 5-star for me, as well as Wild Card. I don't know what that one's about, but I'm going to say the last book in this series is purple. It looks cute. So, and I've been really liking this series, so I'm going to say that one's going to be a 5-star for me. Fearful, so that little novella I was talking about of the Powerless series, I think that's going to be a 5-star. Maybe it's a novella, so we'll see. Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver, I think is going to be a 5-star. I can't remember what else is coming out. But yeah, so that's kind of my mid-year book breakout, with the exception of maybe a couple movie and TV show characters that I am loving right now. Speaking of which, I have had the same ringtone on my phone for 15 years, and I recently just switched it to the Dark Aria song that plays in Solo Leveling in that one scene when he's fighting. So, you know, I love a TV show when I switch my ringtone. But also, to be fair, my phone is always on vibrate, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so that is going to be it for the video. Let me know if you agree with any of what I said, or if you disagree. That's fine, as long as you're polite about it at least. But yeah, I feel like I've read a lot more books this year, and these are just the ones I can think of at the moment. Clearly, these are what I remember the most and like the most. So that's going to be the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!